than any other type of separation. And the reason why is because they have to give more punitive effort, more punishment against the claimant on their unemployment claim than just your regular, maybe 10-week disqualification that would normally claimant would experience if they were found at fault for a separation. Gross misconduct might actually just totally disqualify the claimant from receiving any benefits throughout the entire existence of the claim. It's usually for a year. This would include violence, threats, theft, people fighting at work, engaging in a felony on the job, the guy that's selling, drugs out of the drive-in or drive-through at the local fast food restaurant. I mean, anybody who's doing something of that nature. The only way, first of all, if that happens and then ends up being a claim filed, if there's anything that a police report had to be filed, that you're probably flirting with a gross misconduct potential separation. And so when I would adjudicate those, the first question I would always ask is do you have a police report? So make sure if there's any kind of violence that happens at the place or, theft or anything like that, try to get a police report if you can. Poor performance cases, whoa, these are tough. These are really hard for employers. There's the best way in going down and talking about the difference between inability and incompetence, talking about that the claimant had previously demonstrated an ability to perform the duties beforehand. Yes, we had a sales quota. He met the sales quota before. I don't know what's going on now. Everybody else is meeting their sales quota. One of the only strategies, or the best strategy to win on a poor performance case is just a plethora of documentation. Just documentation, documentation, documentation. That's just kind of really the best way to win poor performance cases for former employees. Easiest ways to lose a UI case is obviously late claim responses, lack of first-hand witnesses, particularly in the appeals process, lack of documentation, warnings, policies, attendance, imprecise terminology, people using the word inability or insubordination, a little difference between the two, obviously. Insubordination is a deliberate, whereas inability is just simply not able to do it. And then not enforcing the policies universally. I hear that a lot in hearings because the claimant under cross-examination will say, well, everybody else showed up to work late, and since the employer is obviously very truthful, they may actually state, yeah, well, we made an exception for such and such person. That does weigh onto at least a hearing officer's consideration. And of course,